Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Zotac Cup Asian Grand Finals for the Open Qualifiers. It is Skyville versus 458 Productions. We're here into game number 2 between these two squads. An impressive game for the first one, a lot of misabilities, things of that nature. However, we cannot forget what happened, the pedigree of these two teams and what they had to go through to get here. A lot of teams like Mineski, Warriors Gaming, Unity were taken down along the way by some of these teams getting through to the grand finals in an impressive display to make it to this point. They are now going to be one game away for 458 Productions to take the grand finals and head to the regional qualifiers for the Zotac Cup. So with that said, we are going to jump into the game number 2 draft here on moonducktv. Thank you so much for joining us, guys. My name is Mont alongside Trent Pax. Of course, Trent, you gotta give credit to 458's draft, and well, you mentioned it a lot, but it seemed to be the Terrorblade Omni-Knight combo that really did it for them in that first game.
Yeah, they look like they've definitely done it before because they hit that perfect timing. I mean, we talked about that top tower. It did definitely go down a little bit later than usual. And then when he made that rotation in the jungle, like we said, no support went to the lane or anything like that. And they were just far more concerned about keeping him tip-top shape, like 100% firm as possible in the Terrorblade. So maybe they lost like one wave, but with no support up top, the Jug just pushed it in and the Terrorblade rotates back up. He gets all that gold. Again, he was like 400 gold behind Alk or something at 16 minutes when the guy's picking up Radiance. So that's kind of crazy to think how fast that Terrorblade's farming that entire time. And then they just played their game centered around him, right? That's the typical Terrorblade strat, especially when you have someone like Omni-Knight there. And it was very well done. So we'll see if 458 can either pull something else different out of the bag, or maybe they'll just want to try something similar, since Skyville definitely had a hard time. The wheels like fell off once they started that. Skyville didn't really get a good fight except for that 5-man wipe.
I mean, they had like some early game pressure and aggression that turned out pretty well, but even the rotations felt like they were a little odd from both teams for the most part. But it just seemed as if that the draft was, I think, in terms of draft execution, it was there for 458 Production. And when you looked at their draft, they had everything going for them in terms of push, in terms of team fight, and in terms of defensive capabilities, as you see with the Omni-Knight. So we'll see if they go for something different this time around. The first bans are interesting, although not unheard of, not uncommon, even in the past couple of weeks, past couple of months. Meepo first ban so that you don't get Meepo later on down the road, not a bad idea. Keeper of the Light, still obviously a very good hero. Earth Spirit, one of the best 4-position supports in Slaughter, right along with him, both being taken out of the pool, which will leave Rubik a great support in his own right, and we saw in the last game with 458 Productions picking him up and having a pretty good game. Although kind of a quiet game, still a pretty good game, all things considered.
Yeah, I don't know where to proceed from here from 458.
Well,
I think this Rubik. Do I want my Jug? Is that the kind of thing I want to go for?
Do you want to pick up Warlock for them? Do they want to go for, like you mentioned, Jug?
I mean,
Magnus,
is it wrong to go Jug Magnus at this point these days?
I don't think so. I don't think it's a bad idea. Well, they're not going. I don't think they're going to do that anymore. They've picked up the Weaver already.
Okay, so now you grab maybe a Venge, some sort of a support that a Slider. Oh, Slider's gone.
What about Ogre? What happened to him? He's been not picked as much recently.
I mean, I don't know. I like Ogre. He's fun. No one's really picking him in like DAC or anything like that either. So, the hero just not getting a lot of love, considering he ended the qualifiers with like the best win rate, and I don't think he was touched, right?
He wasn't touched in the most recent patch, I don't believe, but he was.
Yeah,
I think,
you get the love tap, but
yeah, I don't know, man. It's a very strange situation, and it's a disruptor coming out as well against the Rubik. I mean,
okay, definitely I guess a preference support for a lot of people. I was actually looking at Seal, and he's played a lot of Disruptor. He plays like a ton of Rubik, and then his next highest pick support is Disruptor in terms of his like other pro games.
It also kind of dissuades you from doing anything IO related, potentially, whether or not that was the plan.
And Terrorblade, honestly, because of the silence, so you can't. You wouldn't have to theoretically worry about that hero who's been tearing it up. I mean, you just played him, so I want to see him show up on the other end and be too strong. And
they picked
very
the
early Timber
into the Disruptor. I guess it's not unheard of. And into the Weaver, too, with him potentially getting a Blightstone or Desolator, although that's not been really the build recently.
That's not too bad, though.
This is a fine pick. Yeah, this is a fine pick, I'm sure.
Yeah, you need a lot of magic amp and damage to burst down a Timber. And Disruptor is really not that much. Like, if you have reactive stacks, you'll basically just regen through a Static Storm.
Right, that's the thing. There's not many. Like he has a very good level 1 nuke with Thunderstrike, but other than that, like from that point on, it's just garbage. And on top of that, like you mentioned, Static Storm is just—it's good for silence, not good for bursting down the hero. So I think it's a good second overall pick coming in from Skyville. Some more bans will be coming through, though. It is the Ursa ban for 458 Productions, making sure they don't give that to Skyville on the dire side. Have the Ursa just find his way into a nice little nifty early Roshan or something. But
Yeah, I guess they're kind of locked into this Weaver. So that tells me that, well, I guess I would say it tells me they're not very comfortable with like a support Weaver idea here, just because Ursa is like the best position one up against someone like a Timbersaw. So it's kind of weird to ban him out when you're the guys who are gonna have to try and deal with him. But if you want to actually try and zone a Timbersaw out of the off lane, assuming that's where Skyville sends it, definitely where we see him the most these days. Probably eyeing up an aggro tri lane, I would guess.
yeah,
If I'm Skyville now. Maybe that's why they went for the Timbersaw. They see this Weaver disruptor and they're like, yo, let's aggro tri into them. So we should ban a Juggernaut here too for 458 to make sure Skyville can't do that.
Now, are you assuming they're going to send the Timbersaw to like solo safe and then aggro
Yeah.
with three different heroes like Rubik and 2 others?
Yeah, I think that makes the most sense if you want this Timber to get good farm.
Yeah, I could see that for sure. What would they need to get though with the Rubik? They already have a good Rubik's just a solid overall hero when it comes to positioning and telekinesis and having that ability to disable even the nuke too. So Rubik's always a good hero in those types of situations. Now the question is, what else would they get? We'll wait and see. 458 Productions have a couple of picks. Yeah, I don't know. This Weaver now has put them in a very awkward position at getting picked first and all.
But you start to think about, so what are we going to do with him? Like, Weaver typically has all these minus armor strats, so it's a good time to pick a Timbersaw, because still you're going to be very difficult to deal with. All right, so this is starting to look like exactly like last game, in the sense of like this super tanky, sustainable off-laner, just like the Omni Knight. We're going to group up at a certain point. So Skyville probably going to have to start thinking about some other D push. Timbersaw is good, so he can just throw a Chakram, pull it back, grab the wave. Coddle's already gone. So we can't move into that. Probably their biggest problem now is going to be some sort of an AoE initiation that maybe is going to be a little bit more reliable than Magnus.
Yeah. You can maybe start stuff with Static Storm, Kinetic Field, but I do agree they need one more way to get things going here for 458 Productions. That'll probably end up being their mid laner. Unless they want to use
could be their mid
support type thing. But
I don't think of a position 4 that could do it, but tough.
I would have said Earth Spirit, but well.
Yeah,
he's been taken out. Hey,
he's here.
He just gets picked on the completely opposite team I thought it was going to be picked on. It's very interesting.
Maybe they are going to jug then, and just go. It's kind of weak though.
Ogre, Rubik, jug, aggressive tri-lane, or no?
Yeah, it's not bad actually. Yeah, I guess that maybe it's not that bad.
You're like talking yourself into it.
Yeah,
that could be good. Yeah,
I could live with that. Maybe they'll just grab the Magnus too, and they'll just do like a
mid mag.
Yeah, could be mid mag or something like that, but
yeah,
could still be off lane and just get a hard right clicking mid situation, with like a PA or something. But we'll see. Still, I was kind of hoping for a position 4 that had initiation, to be honest. But now both our supports really lacking on the initiation. So it is going to have to be that mid hero or some sort of a core like a Sven or something that can hop in and deal with this giant ball of death that'll be likely coming from 458.
I was thinking Sven. I was thinking about a hero that could jump in and just do some serious work. Wow.
Oh, that's weird. So like they kind of have like a drow draft, right? With like this Weaver. If you wanted to make it support, you could do it. And then they just go with this Underlord Visage. So I heard Visage is like OG has like 10 straight wins or something with that hero.
They played it, I think, in both of their games against Newbie. I think they won both of them. I think
that's pretty cool.
The birds were so weird looking, man. It was such a strange, like, I don't know.
Was that new set?
Yeah, it was the weird new cosmetic set, I think. It was very strange.
I got that new set. It's dank.
Anyway.
That's a core Venge.
Oh,
Hell
man.
Yeah.
Again, this was another hero I was thinking of, not for that team. I was thinking of it for 458 Productions.
Yeah, exactly, right? That minus armor, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Versatile laner.
But I do think it's also pretty good against Underlord, who is inherently tanky. I think you've got some good burst. You have some good auto attack damage as well. Good disable for Weaver. Swap back out as well if need be. You can swap out somebody from a Static Storm if they're in some trouble on top of it all. Swap away the Underlord as he's Dark Rifting away. So Swap, I think, is a very good ability this game. I mean, it always really is. But Vengeful Spirit can accomplish a lot here, depending on the position they put it in, which is going to be what I would imagine to be core. And I don't have to tell you about that, Trent. I've already talked to you about this on a few occasions. So
yeah, she should definitely be position 1. So they probably will aggro with her, I would guess. They'll probably try and get the Timbersaw Underlord matchup. If they could get those two together, they would be very happy. And 458's probably just going to dodge to not have that happen, I guess. Yeah, because they could lane either way. They could go tri-lane top or tri-lane bottom with Disruptor Visage Weaver. They just really don't want Underlord versus Timbersaw because Underlord's going to get owned.
Right.
And he's not going to get any farm. We'll take the Invoker.
Again. This time
their initiation is, I feel, super weak.
Yeah, that's what, Tornado to initiate, I think. They followed up with whatever stun they want to throw. I mean, they have a lot of good disables, but you're right. That person did just jump in. That Invoker needs to hit some good tornadoes. And now it's going to get even harder as the Tinker is now up and ready to go. Again, they have very good disables, but ways of catching the Tinker, they don't really have it, other than a Timbersaw cutting down trees to try to get into their tree line and find this Tinker when he has his Blink Dagger. But
to be fair, 458's initiation is like just as bad. They have to like rely on Glimpse.
Yep, Glimpse and Pit of Malice. I think.
Yeah,
I will say this. I will say this, Trent. I think Pit of Malice is. I think when we look at it from this standpoint, I think it's a little bit underrated. And I think it's a very, very, very good ability. I'm not saying that it's the end-all, be-all of the initiation for 458, but I think it will help them quell some of those concerns when it comes to that initiation potential.
Yeah, and general control. I feel like slows are really underrated with the pit, just because if someone's in the pit and you slow them, then it's just, they're stuck inside. They keep going with all these other routes, and it really stacks up. So,
well,
make sure they stay even closer to you. Even if it's like a weak slow, it ends up being just so much stronger, thanks to the Underlord. But comes our Ogre. No smoke required. We'll get here in time. Now, Disruptor will be smoked. Let's see.
Yeah, they did see that they were smoked. The Sunstrike hit very, very, very quickly. So when they saw that there was nobody in the well, they would have to imagine that there was a smoke of some sort. Now they will know. As the Ogre runs right into the Disruptor. I believe he's spotted him.
I don't think he's seen Disruptor yet. At least I don't think he has. Now they will.
And he gets the Ignite off too. Oh, God. This is actually so much damage. Orb of Venom. Oh, my God. It's going to have to, like, chew through 2 tangos now. It's never a fun
Looks
time.
like they knew. I think they know exactly where that ward is.
Yep. Do they have a sentry? It doesn't.
It's coming on the courier.
Okay, I was going to say.
They're just waiting.
Not look like they did. This Circlet pick up early for the Visage. I don't know if this is common, but I find that interesting.
Yeah, I guess just always in the battle. You have to be super close with your supports, so just building up towards your wand.
Man, the Ring of Protection start for the Vengeful Spirit, and the double GG branch as well. So there's like a bunch of different, like, just thinking like you can go Slippers, and a Circlet to build into your Wraith Band early on, but maybe he wants to get the Basilius more so than anything, I suppose, early on in this game. It's early item decisions. It doesn't mean the most in the world. It's just always interesting to look at.
Yeah. No, and with all those changes, so you can't just pick up a Blightstone or something for either of these heroes. And Weaver didn't start with one.
Yeah, there's no Blightstone. The Slippers, obviously, too. It's another change that kind of hurts the Venge to a certain extent. But Sunstrike. Oh, man.
That's kind of weird. I wonder why you wouldn't. I wonder if that's the. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Do they have enough damage here on Mr. Timber?
Thunderstrike.
Oh,
that last tick. That's why Thunderstrike's the best level 1 nuke in the game. One of them, anyway. So much damage. Couldn't get to the shrine. That sucks. He was so close. Meanwhile, the Ogre has run mid, and I believe hit the Tinker once with his Orb of Venom, slowing him down. Top lane, though, Stout Shield, no Poorman Shield coming out for the Underlord. Instead, he gets some GG branches and a Mango to help regen up along with Clarity. Firestorm, so he didn't even go Atrophy Orb, but he knows that he's in a dual lane here, so he's pretty safe, all things considered, until the Ogre shows top.
Well, this is great for Radiant. I mean, they got the matchups they wanted. They picked this Visage, who's one of probably the highest magic damage support in terms of like the earlier parts of the game. Yeah. Haven't even had to use it, of course, yet because they're still relying on Thunderstrike. But
Brave Chill, he doesn't even have it. I don't know if they'll need it. The Swarm comes out. 2 more auto attacks might die to the Swarm. He is regenerating with reactive armor. An auto attack will not do enough for Tengu on the Disruptor, who will take plenty of tower hits. So reactive armor works out if it's Soul Assumption there, that's a kill. Meanwhile, top lane Telekinesis, the Ogre's rotated top, and he'll fall. It's going to be the Avenge that gets the kill. Basilius now up, and 400 gold in the bank along with it. Wrapping all the way around is going to be Tengu and the rest of the crew, perhaps looking for an angle to take on this Timbersaw bottom, but instead, he's just waiting for the bounty rune at the 2-minute mark, as one would expect.
So they pressure Timbersaw before level 3, which is good. It's what you have to do. I feel like that's whenever I do play against Timbersaw, I'm just like yelling into my mic the whole time. I'm just like, listen, kill that Timbersaw right now. Like, he is not level 3. He has 1 point reactive armor. I need you guys to kill him. Just run at him. He will die.
Yeah. The worst is when you have 2 heroes against the Timbersaw.
Oh yeah.
And then you just can't do anything.
Yeah, you really do need that third guy or so like super high damage stuff. If not, but
yeah.
They have a smoke or something. Why are they? These guys are just holding each other's hands down here in the supports. But now they're gonna start figuring out some stuff. I think.
They're going to chase the Underlord. The Ignite will go up, but he's already under the Tier 1 tower, so no such luck in finding of getting a kill. Game is going to be paused. They have found the Timbersaw. He doesn't have Timber Chain. He is level 3, so he will have level 2 reactive armor now, which makes this gank twice as hard, I would say. They do have Soul Assumption, but it's level 1. Which
they have level 2 on the Disruptor as well.
So is that, what did he get? Kinetic Field or Glimpse? Let me check.
And he's still holding it.
I mean, is Kinetic Field the right choice here? I think.
I don't know if he has. Well,
the level 1 range on Glimpse. The level 1 range on Glimpse is so bad. Like, let me do. Well, never mind. I was gonna. You know what? I'll still do the drawing here.
If you're walking through the trees though, I don't know. He's gonna go for it. It'll be hard to get the Telekinesis.
He did get the Glimpse. Yeah, he's got the Glimpse.
Oh no!
He didn't go for it. I don't know if they would have gotten the kill anyway.
Yeah, you need a lot of damage to get those Soul Assumption stacks
up. If the Weaver was there with Shikuchi and the Swarm, maybe, but he was too busy farming, which I don't blame him for. So the kill doesn't work out. The Timbersaw heads to the bounty rune area, looking maybe at a jungle. He has a poor mid shield. Will take some time to do so, and in fact, he's going to get pretty low.
Oh, he is
Look at
not
this Disruptor. He's like, listen, you're not getting a free lunch. I am going to Thunderstrike you if you walk back up. And now he's just forced to head back home and shrine up. So Timbersaw, although level 3, not getting the most out of this early laning phase. He does have 6 last hits. He's more than the... Oh, did he just shrine twice? That's crazy. But he does have more than the Underlord of the top lane. I mean... But now level 2 Firestorm comes out. This might make things a little bit easier.
Yeah, this is early pick Timbersaw, so they did get the supports for it. Did not get the matchup he wanted. Did not get the lane to have any sort of fun. And I would guess they're just going to try and pressure down really quickly in this top lane and try and open it up for the Timbersaw and just make good use of their Venge once they actually have the levels and the gold going on her. But it'll probably be a little bit faster than the Terrorblade, but not by much. So Dire side again looking to do relatively the same strat. This time it'll be, of course, the other team. But will they get the Underlord again?
Sunstrike, well, with that, they should be able to. Fade Bolt, maybe not. He's pretty tanky. They're diving deep. No TP's coming out. Trying to juke. Firestorm almost came out, wasn't there in time.
Oh, is there a tower there? Oh, I don't care. I'm Ogre. Look, guys. Why is no one... Come on. Love to the Ogre. Hey, what a hero.
I gotta say
Towers
also,
are no boundary.
Bloodlust with Vengeful Spirit, Vengeance Aura, and you get away with Tear Off. You start hitting quickly and like a truck. Meanwhile, bottom lane, Swarm comes out. They've already used the Soul Assumption Timber Chain, but the Glimpse is back. Perfectly timed. 2 more auto attacks will do it, and the Weaver gets the kill too. Even better.
That's not the easiest timing too, just because like obviously it has to be right after he's thrown out, but the range is so short because it's level 1.
He used it before the Timber Chain even came through. Like I think he was using it before he saw the Timber Chain. I think it was just very good timing in terms of luck. But we'll give him some credit there.
Oh yeah, all the credit.
Is he gonna get caught again?
Yeah, they're just gonna run at him and force him out.
Though, so they'll just do some auto attack damage and get those reactive armor stacks up. By the way, he did end up going level 2 reactive armor. He did just go for the Timber Chain point.
Yeah, I think that's why they're able to just kick the shit out of him. But you need the Timber Chain up against the Glimpse, so it's kind of understandable.
Kick the shit out of him. I mean, you're not wrong. They're hitting him. Weaver now has a Wraith Band. He will get the healer from the side shop as he picks up the Sage's Mask momentarily. The question mark denied got him. I think he might be dead, though. Glimpse is ready to go. They're going to use it. And he is pretty far back. Soul Assumption is ready. It's level 2 this time. A couple more auto attacks, but he's pretty far in. I don't know if they can get this kill. The Shikuchi, they'll dive for it. The Shrine is there. Auto attacks, he's so low, and he will survive. The Shrine will keep him fighting fit. And he gets back up to almost full HP. Meanwhile, they did get a kill. I believe it was top lane, the Abyssal Underlord going down yet again. 3 deaths for him. So while we talk about the Timbersaw and how he's struggling, Underlord is doing probably much worse.
Yeah, he's about 200 gold lower. And, well, not in lane right now. Timbersaw is, so.
Rotation mid. Rubik with an Invis rune. 458 on this Tinker might get caught. The creep wave is pushed in, so if he walks up, it looks a little bit sketchy. But the Invoker
Sunstrike is 225 right now, so still a pretty tough kill.
So they rotated in with the Disruptor and the Visage. They walked right in front of the Rubik. I don't know if they were smoked. I wouldn't be surprised if they were. And, well, if that smoke was there, it dissipated as the Rubik was able to scout out and get vision of those 2 supports roaming in. They're just
looks
trying
like
to
they
put
know a rotation's coming. They scanned up here thinking maybe they're going that way instead. So. I mean, this isn't exactly the most common rotation, so this is kind of crazy.
Yeah, but he's going to see him coming up from the high ground. Grave Chill, is he in range of it? He almost is. Body block not there in time. Glimpse back as well. They have kinetic field. They don't. Sunstrike coming out. He avoids it nicely. Soul Assumption, 1 more auto attack. They'll get the kill. Now the Rubik comes. He has level 2 Fade Bolt. Might be able to take down the Disruptor, but however, he does have raindrops still. Is it going to be enough? Fade Bolt doesn't use it yet. 1 more auto attack. He's really holding it. He didn't have the mana as the telekinesis was used. They'll still get the kill, though, regardless. And they find the Visage. I believe the rotation came in from the Vengeful Spirit. The Visage died right around this area here. So,
dude, who does that? That is crazy. They did the full walkabout.
It is a kind of crazy rotation, and it didn't really work out. They lost heroes. Yeah, they got the Invoker, but I mean, he gave a kill to the Vengeful Spirit as well. Oh, she went phase. Wow. You already have a ton of damage. What do you need phase for? Oh, I guess you have Bloodlust.
Dude, their initiation is pretty garbage, honestly.
I just realized that she has Bloodlust, and she's going to go for Helm with it. I like this build. I am using this build from now on and forever.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. That's way better for, because like the longest stun they have is telekinesis right now. So
and not only
being
that,
able to phase and missiles kind of handy.
The first talent that you get is attack speed. If you're gonna go for this right click build, I guess you can go magic resistance, but okay, I'm into it, man. When she gets like level 2 or level 3 Wave of Terror, and she like hit, oh god, she's gonna kill so many people. It's gonna be a massacre.
A massacre,
potentially. We'll see. Anyway, they've changed the lanes up. Trent, the Timbersaw, is now top. The Abyssal Underlord is also still
bottom?
there.
They're trying to smoke on the Weaver, but they didn't use the swap initiation. They're going to go for the damage here.
Sunstrike, Match Missile, somehow still alive.
Seal, what a player. He came in and took half a Sunstrike.
Yeah, I was wondering. It seems like it wasn't that much, but it was just the Visage doing a great job. They will get the Thunderstrike and auto attack damage to get the kill. Now the Fire Blast comes out. Magic Missile. They do have that Sentry. 2 more auto attacks will do the job. Meanwhile, Surge Slow sticks up. Auto attacks are there. They get the Uncrowned King at double kill. Wave of Terror actually misses. Another Magic Missile's up in 1, but he does not have the mana for it, and he goes down to the Thunderstrike, the Creep Wave, and the auto attack damage. And so this Disruptor gets a double kill. Sunstrike, boom, gets it done. The Invoker's on point there. JG right from downtown gets the kill. And now it looks like this might actually end. Uncrowned King walks into the march. Fire Blast. Run. Very far.
Ogre.
Chikuchi.
Like Invoker, I'm setting up for your Sunstrike, bro. Find him.
Yeah, one's still off cooldown. Oh, it's ready to go now.
Just came off. Dude, if he went for the rune play, that would be intense. Like at the 10 minutes if he like Sunstrike to rune.
He's already not going for it. Oh my god, I missed another one.
Meanwhile, other people are dying.
Yeah, I was so intent on watching that. I should have let you take care of it, honestly. Anyway, Seal is going to be able to get out. Looks like they traded 1 for 1. The Timbersaw went down top lane, and then, of course, the Underlord followed suit shortly thereafter. The Visage now will also try to make his escape, but he is very far in, and the Fable will secure the kill. That little zap just gets the job done for the Rubik. The score is 10-6, although the Radiance, we haven't seen the Weaver or the Tinker at full power yet. And so far, it has been a pretty back-and-forth game.
I don't think I've ever seen so many Radiant support deaths that deep into the Dire at 10 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, like,
these guys go ham, dude.
Did they just smoke on this ward? In. Oh, they just smoked on that ward. They know it. They just dropped the Sentry, too, so they know the smoke is going to be wasted more than likely.
Wait, somehow why did they Sentry their own Ancients?
No, well, I don't know why they put it on the Ancients, but there was an Observer Ward right here. A Radiant Observer Ward, I should say. I don't know why they put it there. I mean, it's not the place to put it, but...
Kind of funny.
Yeah, I guess they could have put it here.
I mean, it does cover a lot, right? Yeah, it covers this. It covers this is another common one. Covers here. Covers down here, which is common. Here's common. It covers like all the spots, which you can't usually do. And they don't have anyone that really farms Ancients anyway this early on. Like, yeah, your Invoker's nice, but what? They'll miss one spawn. The 13-minute mark one. This isn't a big deal, actually.
3 minutes still on the duration of the ward, but yeah, whatever.
Kind of clever.
We'll see if it really becomes an issue. I mean, it's not something that's really tangible. Meanwhile, bottom lane, they're going to chase after this Timber Stall. Boots of Travel now out. Visage Familiar is there as well as the Stone Form comes through the Soul Assumption. And the Laser will do the job to get the kill, and the Timber Stall will fall yet again. So now he has fallen behind that of the Underlord, who has had not the best start in his own terms. Mid lane looks like there's trying to be some pressure happening on this Disruptor, but he's fine. He's just trying to reach his level 6. And so, pretty good kill down bottom.
7-10, far more action this time. In terms of like the earlier
swap,
game kills.
Magic Missile, Sunstrike, double auto attack should do the job, and it will. As the Vengeful Spirit gets yet another kill. Even with that tanky.
Oh, now bottom.
They're going to find another one here. This Rubik somehow still alive. Fade bolts, steals Shikuchi, and now Sad Boys can't find the kill. So somehow he gets out. There's also a double damage room for the Rubik. That doesn't matter. Visage Familiar is getting chased down, but instead they'll take off the Swarm, and that'll be the end of the fight. So they only lose the Underlord top. They almost get the kill on the Rubik down bottom somehow. But a lot of trades happening across the map. A lot of crazy fights going on. And it looks like we're not done yet. Radiant invading the enemy side of the map on Crown King. As tanky as you are, I'm not sure how much you can get done with this Soul Assumption, the Visage Familiars, and it is actually going to be the Tinker that gets the kill. The Heat-Seeking Missiles. I'll head back to base, and the Tier 1 tower will fall mid. So this is a pretty close game trend. 930 gold net worth difference overall. Not much.
Yeah, that is not too big of a deal at the current moment. And we have bots, Soul Ring, and then Blink is about 8,000 gold away here for our Tinker. That's when his life turns on. So in this draft, you've got your Visage Birds. That's the dream. You can always TP on top of them, show up in the fight, blast your spells off. Always want something like that, I think, on a Tinker lineup. I think every pro, like every time that they pick Tinker in pro games, there's almost always something to TP on top of. It's either someone who's a core that always buys Helm, or you have Chen or Visage Birds, Brewmaster, anything like that.
Yeah. You're right. The Visage Birds are the vehicle this time for the Tinker to get in. Later on, it'll be even the heroes when it gets boosted travel too, assuming the game goes long enough, which it very well might.
Yeah, it's starting to kind of look that way. I don't see any like super early pushes coming out. They didn't beat out the March or anything. It's level 4, so even if you show up with Venge, Ogre, Rubik, Invoker, it's not going to be the easiest tower take.
No.
I really like the Lina ban. I think that was smart because Lina, like with her range, she's a lot like Sniper, where you obviously she's kind of like better Sniper now with their ridiculous respawn stuff. And Bloodstone, but she just sits back there, pecks away towers.
She doesn't have to go right-click build either. She's just inherently good right-click damage with the items she goes for. Telekinesis was almost there, but the Weaver somehow manages Shikuchi away. He still might be caught.
That was smart.
Oh my God.
That was close.
He's actually going to his team. They drop a Sentry. A very good play from Rubik. He's like, I am not walking up that hill right now.
Wow. I mean, smart. I mean, he knew they were pressuring up there, but very, very good restraint.
I would have ran up there and I would have died. I would have died a sad death, let me tell you. No, that's not them. That's not the Rubik. And they'll start pushing mid now. They have the Alacrity up. I've had a game like this before. I've had an Invoker Alacritying me as a Venge Core along with Bloodlust. And let me tell you, it's kind of ridiculous.
That's
they
some
dark
fun
rifted
Dota.
in, by the way. They dark rifted in with everybody trying to defend the Tier 1 tower. And with March, they will be able to do so. But you're right, it is fun. To hit like that, to hit that hard and that fast, and before your Dragonlance is even done, it just feels like you're so much stronger than everybody else this early on in the game. So taking a fight if you're the Radiant can be kind of scary against Avenged with these abilities helping her out. Anywho, Ogre is gonna get a Glimmer Keep. God, this guy is actually doing pretty well. Rubik is the lowest in net worth. He hasn't earned though. Somehow, the Disruptor has more farm than that Rubik does. He's trying to build into a Midas. Might be a little bit late.
He has 4 kills, so.
Oop, glimpse back. Kinetic Field comes out. They'll get the familiar stun. Firestorm on top, but again, it's an Ogre. He's pretty tanky. Soul Assumption, though, does a fair bit of damage. The Weaver trying to go to work. Magic Missile, Fade Bolt, Sunstrike, but the time lapse is in time. They also split the Sunstrike damage between the two of them. The mech will come out as well. So if they want to keep fighting, they can, but they're close to that enemy Tier 2 tower. So there's not really a reason to do so. They blink away instantly coming out from that. Actually, he just didn't complete the TP. Now he will. Now he blinks out. Now the Heat Seeking Missile will come through and do some damage to this Timber Saw, who will back himself away. More marks is coming out. Very difficult to fight into if you're this dire team. They're already down 4 versus 5 now. Glimpse came through. I don't know if it did anything. I thought I heard the Glimpse anyway. I don't know if it did much. It did. It was used. But that should be the end of it. As much pressure as they were applying on this Radiant team, they don't want to give away anything here.
They got the mid tower too. Invoker took it down. So took down a little bit of pressure onto the Radiant now in that case. But he's got his Midas, and he is just about to have his Aghanim Scepter. Won't have a mobility item though. So could be a little bit tough to get into the fights.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were talking about, the severe lack of initiation for the Radiant team, or Dire team, excuse me. And I feel like a Blink with a Tornado combination should be adequate for maybe starting a fight, and then get a Force Death later if you need one for more mobility potential. Seal walks up to the high ground with straight up no vision. They will glimpse back Kinetic Shield this poor Ogre again. I don't know if they can get this kill. Fire Blast comes out. They have the Soul Assumption. The Static Storm with the Pit of Malice combination works out well, but the Shrine was already there. And so with all that effort now, they will have Dark Rift away. Meatball came through just to clear out the creep wave, and they will get out. That Shrine's not there. That fight maybe goes a bit better, as that was a great Pit of Malice comboed up with that Static Storm, but it's just not enough to do any damage there.
Can't really do much off of that either. Can't just like run into Roche or something like that as the Dire, because they'll just come back with TPs because they're just underlording out. So they'll just go back to getting some items. Maybe they think about it with the Aghanim Scepter, but Wave of Terror is at what? It is maxed out. They don't have a medallion for themselves, though. Visage has one, so there is definitely some Roche potential for the Radiant side, just with Bugs and Medallion.
Yeah.
It would take a long time, though.
Yeah, for both teams, really, too. I mean, you do have Alacrity of Force Spirit, sure, but I don't know. We might be waiting a bit before we see a Roche attempt. Anyway, invasion of the jungle from really both teams at this point. Aghanim's, no, he actually just has the point booster, and now he's building into his Scythe next, so he wants more control for the Tinker. So don't blame him. Again, we talked about lack of initiation. It goes both ways in this game.
Oh. Top.
They've already glimpsed back the Timber, who was running at this Disruptor Sunstrike. I don't think that gets, oh man. How much damage would that have done? He is actually only 500 HP. That Sunstrike was going to do 537. It almost would have killed him. It would have been very close. But he has
yeah, I actually think it would have killed him by like half of... Yeah, I think it would have killed him. I think he had 522, actually.
I didn't see... I thought it was like 550 something, but yeah, that sounds more right. Pit of Malice comes out, but the mech might be too little too late. Heat-seeking missiles will come through. They'll be used again. I mean, they'll take a lot of damage from the Firestorm and the Pit of Malice, but they will survive, and they will get the kill. And this Underlord continues. Him and the Timbersaw not having the greatest game. 6 deaths for the Underlord. The Timbersaw currently has 4, the 2 highest death count in the game from the offlaners. What now?
We have not seen a lot of Timbersaw this game.
Oh.
Tough game.
Oh.
Didn't get the match.
What was he doing up there?
Probably was trying to get a ward down.
I guess, but even so, that was a bit dangerous. He knew that his friend just died earlier. Well, either way, he won't be able to get one down. In fact, he dies for it. They'll smoke right after on his dead body and then proceed to look for somebody top. They are going to try to find this Timber potentially. Getting wrapped on here by Seal. Good familiar drops. The lasers are there. Soul Assumption, great kill. So just a little too late to that, but instead of trying to fight, they instead will head into Roshan and try to take it. And boy, Alacrity, Wave of Terror. It's going down pretty quickly, but here comes the Visage Birds. Weaver's about to come in as well. The stun might be there, and it will be. It's low, but it's not dead yet. trying to find this Weaver. He actually time lapses out, which then again will give that Aegis to this Invoker. He does lose it immediately now, and now Uncrowned King is going to fall as well. Laser coming out. Pretty good fight so far. Blink Away comes out in time. And then the Ghost Walk as well. The Weaver still chasing Pit of Malice. No, it's only on the illusion. He doesn't go any further. The Rubik now should be able to get out, but still chasing is going to be the Weaver. The glimpse back. That range is nuts. Firestorm into the grave. The familiar drops coming out. Just more than enough damage. Well done.
Disruptor not throwing down these stacks. Probably didn't know Invoker had Blink, maybe. It was relatively new.
Yeah, I just saw it too.
That's a little disappointing. Not, you know, because you have the Aegis. I figure you just throw the Stack Storm on top of that thing. Just be like, oh, kill the Invoker. I mean, you're willing to put down a Sentry. You might as well put down your ulti. Yeah. But, so he gets out. Big deal for the Dire. They really don't want him slowed down any further because he wants to be on top of the net worth. And he's only a little bit behind Tinker, but he's also been farming like the entire time, getting some decent Sunstrike kills. And this Timber needs something. I don't know what it is, but probably just gold.
Oh, Vengeful Spirit, you are in some trouble right now. Pit of Malice, good swap out. They can still chase you down. Thunderstrike, still alive. Stick charges. One or two more auto attacks should do the job. It's not Geminate. He's still running away. The Bloodlust, the movement speed is there. One more auto attack. The Geminate will get the kill. So close. Now the laser coming through. Soul Assumption brings down the Ogre. They have the kinetic field, but it just misses the glimpse back. However, we'll keep him there, and the laser comes out again. A killing spree for 458, the Tinker. They've dropped 4 now. They've only lost the Weaver Zito so far to get that kill on the Vengeful Spirit, and now JG is alone to try to defend this tower. Luckily, he has Tornadoes. He has 4 Spirits. Not the easiest thing to deal with. He's sitting pretty far behind the tower, but he might be able to get dove here if they find a good glimpse. Blinking in, you can already see the march coming out from the opposite side. Just trying to push back this Invoker as much as possible. Make sure they can push in, but now everybody's going to be back up in 15, so they can't get the tier 2 tower, Trent.
Well, I gotta say, I like the way they decided to try and deal with this Timbersaw. Just Visage as well as Tinker. I mean, he just gets annihilated. He's been able to do anything all game. Even if he finishes this Bloodstone, I don't have that much hope for him. I feel like he needs a hood or something. I don't know if he. I don't think Cloak's enough.
Yeah, he definitely needs hood for sure. You're absolutely right. Even with Bloodstone.
Like, it's a sad life. No one's going to be buying Sustain for him. It's not that kind of a draft.
No.
They even earn. The Glimmer, I guess, from Uncrowned King will help.
Yeah, I mean, very little Sustain. They will rotate and try to find the Thunderlord yet again, and it's all 4 heroes rotating, and instead they're going to find a Disruptor as he drops the ward down, and then gets killed instantly. Dark Rift, Telekinesis, they don't have the burst, I don't think, to kill him. No, he's able to get out. Tinker was there to cover his retreat as well, just launching Heat-Seeking Missile after Heat-Seeking Missile.
Ooh, he stole Dark Lord, or Dark Rift.
Huh. Interesting. I wonder how they're going to use this, aggressively or defensively. Probably defensively, considering how this game's gone.
Yeah, probably.
Man, dude,
try
just a couple of a couple of heat-seeking missiles, he just gets crushed. I feel like even infused raindrops get just get taken off so quickly with all the spam that's been coming out.
Yeah. All right, well, there's our Bloodstone. Good luck. God bless. I hope the smoke goes well. Oh, actually, he doesn't have the recipe yet. I just saw him disassemble, so I assumed, but...
Oh, this Venge is mega dead. That is soloed by a... Oh, maybe not. Yep, nope. The Static Storm is there to glimpse back. And they're probably going to find the Ogre for it, too. God! The Medallion, the Visage Birds, the Soul Assumption is more than enough. Dark Rift defensively... That Soul Assumption hits. I'm not sure he lives, actually. Anywho. Yep, as we had mentioned, defensive Dark Rift. Weaver is, by the way, building Desolator, which I almost don't think he needs, considering how this game is gone. I guess it's just safe to get. It's good against some of the other heroes as well, like Ogre.
Yeah, I like it just for secures the next Roche, too.
Yeah.
Really helps stacks up with the Solar Crest.
Pushing buildings as well should be pretty quick with Desolator, so not a bad idea. And... Well, the Invoker's doing his damnedest now, but he has to deal with a Tinker who has a Sight Device at 24 minutes into the game. So, Blink, Sight Device, Point Booster, bots, everything else, 24 minutes.
That is pretty speedy.
Yeah, he's farmed. They're going to fight. Oh, God, they need him to not die, and he dies. He is the most farmed of the game, and he's just given a mega kill spree to this this Visage player.
Oh, what a hero to grab it, too. That's 3,000 gold now invested into an Agnum Scepter.
this tier 2 tower, they were going at it before, but now they will find it again. These kinetic fields, they've been, the initiation has been there. God, they don't need blinks, they don't need anything. They have glimpses, they have kinetic fields, they found everything they need just based off of their own positioning and maybe poor positioning from the Dire team, getting glimpsed back in every second, getting caught out everywhere. Just bad
It's
position.
wards like this.
Swap out, Static Storm.
Smart.
They might be able to get this kill on 458. He's somehow staying alive. I don't know how, but he's getting a kill. In fact, they've killed 4, and they might kill 5. Pit of Malice was there. The glimpse back is on top of it as well. The Hex comes out, and the Visage Birds with the medallion. Actually, I believe it's a Solar Crest. Does more than enough damage. They buy back on the Ogre. Everybody else respawns. Luckily enough, it's pretty short respawn time. Tier 3 tower not taken down yet. The Desolator isn't quite finished. It's close, though. TPing back in. Heat-seeking missiles. Telekinesis comes out. There's Storm as well. Timber Chain coming through. They want to try to fight this Pit of Malice and Kinetic Field on top. The Firestorm. They get a die back on the Ogre. They will, however, get the Tinker, which is a giant kill. So low is this Timbersaw. A couple more auto attacks, and Sad Boy will get the kill with the Medallion. Excuse me, the Solar Crest at top. Shikuchi's away. Another Soul Assumption. They want this kill on the roof. They won't be able to get it. The Familiars would have died to the tower had they stayed any longer. The Invoker looking to chase. He's got the Tornado ready. He'll use it. Now trying to find more. Sunstroke combination up. What will he invoke next? It's the Alacrity just trying to go toe-to-toe. And somehow he's losing the battle as the Weaver comes back in. The Familiar drops are there, and a couple more auto attacks. The Soul Assumption grab yet another kill, dead for 65 seconds. And the Rubik comes in. He wants to try to fight as well as the Grave Chill coming out. The little bones from the ground, slowing him down. And it looks like he still might be able to live. The urn is up. Sad Boy needs to be careful. He does have his time lapse in 2. He's not really going to regen anytime soon, so he's just going to TP home. Telekinesis and Fire Blast were not there in time. So at the end of the day, another fantastic fight. Yeah, they only lost 2 heroes for the Radiant. They got the tier 3 tower, but I don't know. It just keeps looking worse and worse for this Dire team.
Yeah, it looks exactly like last game, where
Things weren't looking too good for 458, and then they just hit that timing. They know what they want, right? In this game, it was the first really big item on Tinker after Boots and Blink, and that was the Scythe. And then they just group up and start fighting, non-stop pushing, using the sustain offlaner, just like the Omni Knight. This time it's the Underlord, and they're just backing up this Tinker and Weaver, and a lot of high damage supporting this time. And as you said, they don't have initiation, but it is just punishment. It's mistakes coming out from the Dire coupled with very good vision. So when you have wards like this one's expiring here, sees this deep, that means you can't walk here defensively without dying, because they're just like, oh, they're coming, guys, let's run away, and they just get glimpsed back and die, and that's the end of your high ground.
I think that's the big critical point that you just mentioned, Trent, is that vision comboed up with a disruptor. That's really the key to success, I think, with a disruptor in a game like this is the vision that they have. And so far, they've had some good glimpses because of it. Not only that, they're a very mobile team as well, so the Weaver can get a Shikuchi off and get some eyes on a couple of heroes, the Familiars. The vision is there for this disruptor to succeed, and he's done so pretty much flawlessly. He just canceled a TP, so it looks like they might, that might have been a mistake. I'm not sure. Wow, did he just what?
Debated.
I mean, I guess he had the ward to help him out, but the positioning there was pretty insane. That was pretty nuts.
And now he's coming in. Tinker's here.
Yeah, he's blinking into the trees, though, and the march is continuing. Disruptor does have Static Storm. Instead, the Tinker will just TP out. I don't blame him. This Disruptor probably needs to leave, too. But again,
Invoker.
He has no TP for like 50 seconds. Yeah.
Dude, they want this guy so bad.
They're going to find him. Telekinesis. Can they get him? They have the Cold Snap. The Hex comes out, though. The Urn taking him down, though, keeping him stunned up. And he gets blown away by the Deafening Blast. That's 2 kills with the Tinker in a row, and now they will find the Disruptor on top of it all as well. Static Storm dropped down sort of in a futile way. The Weaver comes in, though, and he's going to clean up. Disruptor is there, and boy, does he do some damage. The Dark Rift in as well, onto the Visage Familiars. They're looking for more. They're going to find Cirque. He gets the Grave Chill off, and it's an Aghanim Scepter. The 3 Familiars are about to stun, one after the other. However, the BKB is there. Is it going to be futile effort, though, as this is a lot of right-click damage? Swap. No, I don't know if that's the greatest idea. Do they have detection? Soul Assumption? Yeah, he's caught. Somehow, I don't know if that's the best play, guys. As they get the kill anyway on the Venge.
No. That was nicely played.
Ooh. Tinker is like worth. So worth. By the way, this is backdoor protected.
Yeah, those little shields, guys. Yeah.
Those don't matter.
Well, at least there's tier 2s in both lanes, so it's only going to be one set of racks. Won't be able to force an Invoker buyback, I don't think.
Yeah, but still, it is racks. Hex. Make it off the laser, the heat-seeking missile, the soul slips it as well, and easy pickup. Oh god, I have hiccups. Oh god.
Yeah, still just going to play aggressive then from the Ogre. Just like, I can't lose anymore. Try and get a little bit of harass or something. Try and drive them off, but does not work. Now we go Roche and clean out the rest of the map. I would probably want to get the tier 2s first. I wouldn't want to like waste Aegis time on getting them because I think they're free. So.
Oh man, I had hiccups for 10 seconds there. I had to not breathe for 10 seconds. That's how I get rid of hiccups usually. And you helped out so much there, Trent. Let me tell you, I was really worried.
It's all right. I heard you dying.
Anyway. Sunstrike comes out, they know Roche is happening, but it might be too little too late. With the Solar Crest up, the Distillator, this thing dies very fast.
I'm surprised they're respecting the team fight of the Dire. Maybe they don't want it to get snuck away from them, which is understandable too, because this is definitely a free Roche. I don't think there's any way Dire can test them, but now you have to like use that time to like kill the top tier 2. Maybe they'll just bull rush it and not even worry about bottom.
There's a bottom one too, yeah. Wow.
I think they're just gonna get the other lane of racks right now.
This game is still alive for the Dire team. I shouldn't say that considering they're down 50,000 net worth, but the game is still alive based off of the fact that there's 2 tier 2s of towers available, and well, that's pretty good to keep them at bay. So we'll see what ends up happening.
Main problem, probably just they don't have any AoE on the Dire, so AoE is how you win giant comebacks, and you have Invoker, it's true, but they have a Scythe, and he's no defensive item, so I worry about him. Oh, and my mistake is Lincoln's actually flying on the courier right now, so that's good.
Yeah, he needs that desperately. But every fight has just had such botched initiation. Oh, and guess what? The Rubik, he gets glimpsed back. He does get caught, so too does the Vengeful Spirit. Now the Tornado comes through. It's a little bit too late as they've already lost the Venge. The Aghanim Scepter coming out for the Tinker gets a refracted laser kill onto the Ogre. And, well, that might have been the most anticlimactic GG I've ever seen, perhaps. I mean, it wasn't a particularly close game, so don't get me wrong. It's not like it was really climactic, turning out to be climactic to begin with. But, man, they crushed this. 4-5-8 just took a very convincing 2-0 here against Skyville.
I mean, I can see some differences between them and, like, some of the teams that we regularly cast that play in a lot of tournaments and stuff like that in terms of, especially their laning phase. Just not quite as maybe crisp, or like rotations and stuff were a little bit off or a little bit weird. But in terms of like knowing their strategy and how they want to win this game, both games, exact same thing. Just like, okay, this game, it is Terrorblade. We will take their objectives. We're just going to stick together as 5. It looks like they have a very clear captain. And I think it's difficult to captain during the laning phase because you're like all split up, right? And you don't really know exactly what's happening every second of all 3 lanes. But once you get into that mid-game phase and you're a 5-man unit and all you're saying is, okay, whose item is close? What do you need? How close are you? Okay, in 1 minute, we're going to group up as 5 top tower. We're going to go. They did that so cleanly in both games once they hit that mid-game mark. And both times it looked like Skyville were just lost in comparison.
You're absolutely right. I mean, to have the coordination they have, and to execute the drafts that are already good drafts to begin with, but to execute them the way they did, through vision, through team play, through coordination, through whatever, was just impressive to watch. So like you mentioned, maybe not the strongest early laning phase coming out for both of these teams. Maybe not a team like Faceless that we're used to seeing, or even Execration. Some of the teams that, in fact, lost in this tournament earlier on in this in the early stages of this this Open Qualifiers. But congratulations to them. They will move on. 458 Productions are moving on to the regional qualifiers for the Zotac Cup. Again, thank you so much for watching, guys. Just the one quick best of 3, and then we are done. But don't worry, we got 3 regions for you tomorrow. It's Europe, NA, and SA all coming together at different times for the Zotac Cup qualifiers. Hopefully we'll see some more interesting games. Yes, later on today, actually, for most of you. But you'll check that here on moonducktv. We should be covering both Europe as well as NA/SA, one of those two, more than likely NA.
So I guess, so this Asia qualifier started approximately 9 hours ago is when it first began, the very first round, you guys. And now this Europe one starts in an hour and a half. So we only cast the final. So you probably have like 8 hours-ish. I would guess the Europe one will be a little bit faster. before you'll have like the grand finals cast here and everything. So hopefully we can get a ticket for Zotac in the future. That would be nice, so that we could like watch the games along the way.
Yeah,
That'd
that
be
was
pretty fun.
that's the tough thing. If you have friends in like the NA qualifiers, the EU qualifiers, you can watch through your friends in game. But that is something that I would like to look forward to. There was a Mineski versus what was it? Mineski versus Warriors Gaming Unity, Warriors Gaming Youth, and then there was another Mineski series that was really good early on in the day. I think it was like Geek Fam or something like that versus Mineski. So there's some very good games early on in these tournaments, just based off of how the brackets are. They just we can't see. It sucks, but that's the way it is, at least for now. So without that said, we are going to be done for now, guys. Again, we will be back later for the European qualifiers for the regionals for Zotac Open qualifiers. So definitely check that out here on Moonduck. Again, there is a giveaway that Moobot should be posting a link regularly. It's the Gleam.io link. It's a giveaway for a NVIDIA 1070 graphics card. A very good graphics card, one of the best on the market, as you could see. Definitely check that out and make sure you get involved in that giveaway. Again, thanks to all the Zotac admins, all the teams for playing. And once more, this is moonducktv with Trent and Mott, and we're saying see you later.